What's up guys, my name is Technub here for Troubleshoot, and today I've got a video for you that's less of a tech help video and more of a battle state games. Please fix this as Rust has, and I'll get to that in the final bit of this video. But as it stands right now, Escape from Tarkov Night Mode is incredibly broken because you can play it without the use of night vision. What does this mean? Well, players with Nvidia cards especially, I'm pretty sure you can do this with AMD as well, can simply cheat the heck out of the game in a completely unbannable and undetectable way that lets you see basically perfectly during the nighttime as if it was early evening, and it gives you a massive advantage over players who aren't quote-unquote cheating using this method. It isn't so much of a cheat as it is some sort of exploit, even less so of a glitch, because it is completely undetectable in its current state. Basically, I'm making this video to try and get the message out there to battle state games, because as it stands currently, it is broken. I'm going to quickly take everything off my player, and I'm going to go ahead and join a night map if there's one available. Now, as far as I know, this works for basically every map except for Factory. I'll show you that one in a second, but it works for Woods Reserve, Shoreline, Customs, Interchange especially, and probably these ones as well when they come out. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into a Customs match just so that I can show you what this looks like, and I'll wait for roundabouts 10 o'clock in-game at night so that it's perfectly dark and I can show you exactly what I mean. Now, of course, to film this, I have to go ahead and edit the video afterwards, but you can take my word for it and my shaky hand cam footage that you'll see shortly of me playing the game with this quote-unquote exploit. Of course, I had to film it because you can't exactly capture it without a capture card. And there we have it. Now that it's 22:36, I'll hit next, next, next. And as you can see, I'm not wearing night vision of any kind. I've just got a pistol and a little face masks that are not so obvious, bright and white. Next, ready. So of course, here comes the preparation. You're about to be dropped into a completely dark night map where you're expecting to see little to nothing under the moonlight. And of course, if you go indoors, it's going to be even more difficult to see. Well, while you're loading in, right-click on your desktop, NVIDIA Control Panel, or hit Start, and type in NVIDIA Control Panel. Open it up. On the left-hand side, head into Adjust Desktop Color Settings under Display. It's the second one under the second heading for people using other languages. And we see these three sliders over here. They might be grayed out for you like this. Simply hit the radio button here, use NVIDIA settings. Now I'll show you exactly what these do in game by showing you from my phone, because of course recording the screen won't reflect a difference, as I can show you here by simply dragging the slider around. Of course, I'll only show you this for a limited amount of time just because it's rather shaky and odd to hold up, but as you can see, if I drag the gamma up and down, I can already see a lot more. If I were to go ahead and drag the contrast down, you can see that it makes the screen brighter. What I'm going to do is set the gamma onto the maximum, set the contrast to 40 and the brightness to 40, and as you can see, the screen changes a little bit and we can see a hell of a lot more. Now, in my opinion, this works a lot better than having the brightness on 50 and the contrast on 50 as well. You can see the ground texture goes a bit off, but you can see a hell of a lot more. In my opinion, setting it to 30 or anything below 40 seems to ruin this effect. But having it on 40 or even 37, you can see a hell of a lot more easily. So I'm going to put down my shaky camera and show you an edited version of what it would look like using Premiere Pro, trying to match these settings. So on 37%, 2.8 gamma, you can see a hell of a lot. The colors are a bit off. On my screen, the ground looks a bit green instead of black. But anyways, you're giving up a bit of that clarity for a hell of a lot more viewing. As you can see, if I turn off the effect, it is nighttime. If I turn on the effect, it is as bright as daytime. So I can literally play the game as normal and take advantage of players who aren't wearing night vision and aren't exactly aware of this being a thing. And of course, it's very easy to get rid of scavs this way because they don't see you coming when it's pitch black, at least up until a certain point. Of course, if you make noise, they'll see you coming. Let's see if I can find one. Now, of course, the vision of some scavengers is quite intense, and they can see you even in the darkest of nights. However, most scavs won't. And of course, that's a player who spots me before I can show you where scavs are. I don't exactly spot him, but as you can tell, it's a lot easier to see him if I were to find him. Is it easy for us to get out of the situation? Not too easy. Well, either way, point still stands. I'm going to go ahead and show you what Factory is like using these abusive settings. Now, of course, Factory has a permanent night and a permanent daytime on it, so it's going to be a lot easier to see the difference here. So I'll go ahead and load into the 3 AM Factory match. Of course, I'm not even going to bother healing because I won't be able to see anything anyways. Now, as I've heard from some people, apparently the developers can screenshot your game and send screenshots back to them to detect ESP, etc, etc. They can even probably watch you while you're playing and see how you act, and maybe it'd be a bit more obvious if they did it that way. However, in its current state, you can abuse the heck out of this game, and nobody will know the wiser. Why am I making this video again? Well, it's to try and raise awareness so that they get to trying to fix this. The Factory map is a bit better when it comes to nighttime and vision, using this gamma brightness contrast abuse, and I'll go ahead and show you what Rust is like, who have patched this out of their game quite a long time ago, and show you what their game is like and how it handles nighttime. And there we have it, we finished loading into Factory, we'll pop out in a second, and as you can see, visibility is already a lot better. The game for some reason is quite orange to red, and as you can see, you can barely see anything. It's a lot better than the other maps. However, once you get out of the dark underground areas, it's a lot easier to see based off of the ceiling and reflections on objects. So of course I don't have a weapon, so I'm going to see exactly what I can do in this darkness. But of course, hypothetically, if you could push this any higher, which you probably can with some kind of modified NVIDIA control panel, then you could abuse this even further, and you may even be able to see here properly. And of course, the scavs have flashlights. That's not very good. Yoink, I'm out of there. And of course, the only scav on the map found me, but we made a hell of a lot of profit. Anyways, that's just to demonstrate what happens. So with that now out of the way, let's go ahead and show you what Rust looks like during the nighttime. And there we have it. You can see as it's getting darker, the ground is actually turning black. It's not just changing the brightness of the game. The ground is actually physically harder to see. Right now it's twilight, so it'll get a little bit darker as the moon rises and the sun completely sets. But as you can see, it's okay to see. If I turn up the gamma, down the contrast, down the brightness, you can see probably just as good with or without this cheat. It's just a hell of a lot more blue once you have this on. So heading into the tunnel here by Sewer Branch, you can see exactly how dark this game gets. And that's right, it is pitch black. The game has actually corrected itself, and it's darkened the entire screen to where it's pitch black no matter how hard I make the screen brighter. Of course, weapon flashes let you see momentarily, so that's what I'm going to do to navigate here for a little bit. For some reason, windows still sort of glow a bit, but I think either that's because of a rendering glitch or because there's a light on the other side of it. And that's a dead end. But you can see exactly how much you can see here, and that is almost nothing. There's the exit, and now we can leave. That is what Tarkov needs to do to fix this gamma glitch. They need to make everything darker past a certain point, possibly even change the colors of objects. I'm not exactly sure how Rust did it, but looking over at a saved version of their dev blog from back in March 5th, 2015, scrolling down to here, we can see exploits. The gamma exploit is a long-standing problem and not one that is easily fixed. We're testing something out that makes it a lot more useless. When something gets really dark, now we just cut the color off and draw it black. We lose a bit of image fidelity here, but it means that everyone is on the same level and you don't have to feel like you have to play the game all washed out just because everyone else is. And that is what needs to be done to escape from Tarkov. Anyways, that's about it. That's all that I have to show you, so try and get this message out to developers in any way that you can, and hopefully they can reach out to something like the Facepunch team so that they can see exactly how they can fix this, possibly even do it a similar way. Heck, even Escape from Tarkov was made in Unity, and I'm pretty sure this game is also made in Unity, so if they got together and talked for a bit, they could probably figure out a working night mode that makes everyone play on the same playing field, because right now, it's a bit broken. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching. My name has been taken over here for Troubleshoot, and enjoy your free night vision until this is patched. Ciao.